Yung kasing bagong link, same na 1 hour lang din yun.
Ma'am?
Ano yun?
Ma'am, i-start na po ba po? Or ano po?
Wait lang natin.
Hi po ma'am, natin po.
Pasabi din ay Neng Ayumi sa JC na mag-join na tayo sa meet para makapag-start tayo. Okay, start na.
Good afternoon po ma'am and classmates, good afternoon po. So for today po, itutuloy po natin yung discussion po. And now we are going to discuss about household refrigerators and freezers. So ito po, isa po ito sa pinakamahalagang appliance na hindi po dapat mawala sa ating mga tahanan. Ang dahilan po is i-explain ko rin po in this report of mine po. So sabi po dito, providing optimized conditions for preserving stored food is the primary function of a refrigerator or freezer. This is done by storing food at a reduced temperature. Ice making is an essential secondary function in some markets. A related product, the wine chiller, provides optimum temperatures for storing wine at temperatures from 7 to 18 degrees Celsius. So dito pa lang po, in-explain na po yung, let's say, a brief background about household refrigerators and freezers. So, ayun nga po, household refrigerators and freezers are intended for keeping small volumes of many different foods and drinks simultaneously at low temperatures as can be found in any household. And they are cooling appliances used primarily to store perishable foods in order to maximize the time over which these foods may be safely consumed. Babalikan ko lang po yung naging report po before ni Von po nung last meeting na in-explain niya po yung about sa ref po, yung sa perishable goods na mahalaga po ang ref kasi po dito po natin i-store po yung mga products na mabilis pong mabulok. Or ayun nga po, since yung mga products po nito na mabilis pong mabulok at room temperature, sila po yung mga dapat nating i-store sa refrigerators. Humans have always stockpiled food as a way to get through the seasons that are not productive agriculturally. Stockpiling perishables for any length of time was not possible without first treating the items by salting, drying, or canning them. Once the technology for canning had been invented in the early 19th century, till the icebox and then the refrigerator and freezer were invented. So foods kept at low temperatures last longer than those kept at room temperature or higher because cold inhibits the growth of bacteria. In a refrigerator, the temperature is maintained at a low point but above the freezing point of water, which is at 0 centigrade or 0 degrees Celsius or 32 degrees Fahrenheit. A freezer stores frozen items and household freezers usually maintain an interior temperature of approximately negative 18 degrees Celsius or 0 degrees Fahrenheit. So household refrigerators usually include a freezer compartment. They vary in size, but they usually stand upright. So household freezers are less common than refrigerators. They too vary in size in both upright and chest-shaped configurations. So yun, mamaya po i-explain ko po yung iba po sa mga types po ng ating refrigerators and freezers as can be seen in the illustration here in this PowerPoint po. So yun nga po, balikan lang po natin, a refrigeration system provides cooling in a closed space by lowering the temperature. So the refrigeration systems we use in our homes are called as domestic refrigerators. So domestic refrigerators are home appliances that store food and drinks. Yun na nga po yung which pinaliwanag ko na po kanina. So again, if we keep food at room temperature, it can spoil easily. So the growth of bacteria present in food slows down when we cool it. So the cold temperatures inside a refrigerator help food stay fresh longer. So it's essential to keep perishable foods like meat and dairy products refrigerated, since if we leave the milk on the kitchen counter, bacteria will spoil in just about 2 to 3 hours. However, keeping milk at a lower temperature will allow it to stay fresh for about a week or two. Dito po sa nabasa ko pong ito, nagkaroon po ng mas matagal na lifespan yung pong gatas dahil po sa ni-refrigerate po kasi natin siya. However, kapag po hinayaan lang po natin siya sa room temp, hindi po ganun siya magtatagal. Kaya napakalaking halaga po ng refrigerators and freezers. So meron po tayong two main sections to satisfy the storage requirements of different food items. Ito nga po yung refrigerator and yung freezer. The optimal temperature range for a refrigerator is 34 to 42 degrees Fahrenheit to keep food safe yet unfrozen. The refrigerator section is typically larger than the freezer. We use the refrigerator section for storing ready-to-eat foods such as dairy products, packaged foods, and beverages. Samantalang yun naman pong sa freezer section, it is designed for food that needs to stay frozen or for long-term storage. That's why we find the temperature in the range of -6 to -4 degrees Fahrenheit in a freezer. So the freezer is where we keep our frozen vegetables and even yung mga ice creams po natin. Or if we want to make some ice po. And now let's proceed po dito po sa ating types of refrigerators. Will try to explain just a few or just some of it po. Like the top freezer refrigerators. So Top freezer refrigerators are sometimes called the top mount. This classic refrigerator style places the freezer above the refrigerator compartment with one door for each that opens from the side. So ang type pong ito ay this makes the freezer storage easy to access and provides wide indoor storage. So ang sumunod naman po is yung bottom freezer refrigerators. Kung ang top freezer refrigerators po ay tinatawag na top mount, ang bottom freezer refrigerators naman po ay tinatawag po nating bottom mount. So these refrigerators are the reverse of top freezer styles, and in this type of fridge, the fresh food compartment is on top with the freezer down below, accessible by either a side open door or pull-out drawer. This setup allows you to get a classic refrigerator look while making fresh items easier to access. Next naman po ay yung side-by-side refrigerators. So, side-by-side refrigerators, they feature two doors that open from the center with a freezer on one side and a refrigerator on the other. Shelving from the top to bottom allows you to place important items, fresh and frozen, at eye level while storing less used items near the bottom. Next naman po, compact refrigerators. So they are famous for their dorm room presence, and these miniaturized versions of traditional refrigerators are more than just a collegiate indulgence. And they are also great for game rooms, home bars, or the office. Most of them have a tiny freezer located within. Ang ilan po sa mga pros po nito pong compact refrigerators ay yun nga po, they are smaller, lighter, and portable. They provide less power consumption and can be stored in unused corners of rooms. Pero ang cons naman po ay ayun nga po, since maliit lang po, limited lang po yung mga pagkain na pwede po nating ma-store dito. And sometimes these refrigerators don't even have a freezer. And ang last naman po na natin ay yung chest freezers. So just like there are refrigerators with no freezer, the same goes for chest freezers. So chest freezers hold a lot of food, but they also have a large footprint. Because of their mechanics, they are less likely to cause freezer burn. Another benefit of their design is how they keep the cold in. The cold air doesn't escape from them as quickly as with upright freezers. It's that cool heat rises thing. Well, the cold doesn't, so when you dip into them, they're a bit more efficient than their vertical trend. So ito po yung mga, ulit po, iba't ibang types of refrigerators and at the same times ng freezers po. And to, last but not least po, meron po tayong iba't ibang ways on how to compare different types of refrigerators. Meron po tayong mga pinagbabasehan. Ang una po ay ang size, and then style, the space or the cubic feet, the organization options, the features of the refrigerator, or the type of refrigerator, and the finishes. And upon naman po on how to choose the best type of refrigerator po sa ating pong mga households, ang dapat po nating i-consider ay apat lang po. Ayun po ay ang budget, family size, ang ating pong food storage needs, and ang ating pong kitchen space or layout. That would be all po for my presentation.
For this slide po, we'll be discussing about absorption equipment. Ito po ay nahati sa dalawang category based sa kanyang gamit na refrigerant. Ang isa po ay yung water at ang isa naman ay yung ammonia. For water refrigerant category, the primary products in the water refrigerant category are large commercial chillers which use lithium bromide as absorbent. This category includes equipment that uses water as a refrigerant. Sabi ko kanina, the primary product in this category is large commercial chillers. These chillers operate using a process called absorption refrigeration, where lithium bromide serves as the absorbent. The chiller uses a combination of water and lithium bromide to transfer heat and provide cooling. The second category naman po is the ammonia refrigerant category. Equipment in this category uses ammonia as refrigerant. There are three main types of products in this category, namely the domestic refrigerators, residential chillers, and industrial refrigeration units. For the first one po, domestic refrigerators. These are common refrigerators found in homes. Gaya po ng sabi ni Carl kanina, which use a closed-loop system to circulate ammonia and maintain a cold temperature inside the fridge. The second one naman po is residential chillers. Similar to commercial chillers but designed for residential use. These units provide cooling for homes using ammonia as the refrigerant. The last one is industrial refrigeration units. These units are used in industrial settings for large-scale cooling applications. They often use ammonia due to its efficiency and cost-effectiveness for industrial cooling needs. For the next slide po ay didiscuss po yung advantages.
So in continuation po for absorption equipments, so these are the key advantages po ng absorption units. So first is they are activated by heat. So instead po na ay gumagamit po sila ng heat as their power source. Next is no mechanical vapor compression is required, reducing electric peak demand. So yun nga po, wala daw po silang compressor, which is nakakalas din po ng noise dahil din po. Then next is they do not use atmosphere harming halogenated refrigerants. So wala daw po siyang harmful refrigerants such as CFCs, HCFCs na nakakadamage po ng ozone. So, lubricants which can degrade heat and mass transfer are not required. So dahil di po required yung lubricants na nakaka-degrade po over time and reduce efficiency, they also require less maintenance. Then lastly is the equipment can be direct fired by combustion of fuel, directly heated by various waste fluids, or heated by steam or hot water from either direct combustion or from hot waste fluids. So this means that versatile po yung kanilang heat sources, making them adaptable to different environments and applications po. So overall, absorption units offer several advantages over traditional po, and including po na environmental friendly po, quieter, and more versatile po siya. Next slide po.
Good afternoon po. Proceeding po sa fourth part ng introduction to refrigeration systems, we have the food cooling and storage, wherein nahati po siya sa anim na. And first po ay the thermal properties of foods. Next is cooling and freezing times of foods. And commodity storage requirements. Next, food microbiology and refrigeration. And refrigerated facility design and refrigerated facility loads. Next slide. For the first part, thermal properties of foods. Thermal properties of foods and beverages must be known to perform the various heat transfer calculations involved in designing storage and refrigeration equipment, and also for estimating process times for refrigerating, freezing, heating, or drying of foods and beverages. Sinabi nga po na mahalaga daw po na part ang naalamin ang thermal properties of foods and beverages para po ma-perform ang various heat transfer calculations na involved po sa designing ng storage and refrigeration equipment, and also sa pag-estimate po ng process time for refrigerating, freezing, heating, or drying of foods and beverages. Next is because the thermal properties of foods and beverages strongly depend on chemical composition and temperature, and because many types of foods are available, it is nearly impossible to experimentally determine and tabulate the thermal properties of foods and beverages for all possible conditions and compositions. Sinabi nga po dito na because daw po maraming types of foods na are available, it is nearly impossible to experimentally determine and tabulate the thermal properties of foods and beverages. Pero sinabi naman po na, however, composition data for foods and beverages are readily available from sources such as Holland et al. 1991 and USDA 1975. This data consists of the mass fractions of the major components found in foods. Thermal properties of foods can be predicted by using this composition data in conjunction with temperature-dependent mathematical models of thermal properties of the individual food constituents. Next po.
Next naman po is yung cooling and freezing times of foods. Preservation of food is one of the most significant applications of refrigeration. Cooling and freezing food effectively reduces the activity of microorganisms and enzymes, thus retarding deterioration. In addition, crystallization of water reduces the amount of liquid water in food and inhibits microbial growth. Most foods na kinukonsume natin, lalo na yung mga meat, fish, vegetables, etc., ay dapat i-refrigerate kasi nga ito yung mga pagkaing perishable o yung mabilis masira or mabulok. For this reason, it is essential to guarantee their safety for as long as possible para maka-avoid tayo sa mga possible health problems. Also, it has been proven that refrigeration of food at an optimum temperature plays a fundamental role in maintaining food safety. Na kapag if we lower the storage temperature of perishable foods, mapapababa natin significantly ang reproduction speed ng mga majority of microorganisms na nagiging reason ng spoilage ng mga pagkain. It is also important to note that refrigeration slows down the metabolism of organic matter to a near standstill at negative 18 degrees Celsius, which is the international standard for most frozen products. Sa temperature na ito, ang partial or total inhibition of altering processes in food such as certain enzymic reactions or the metabolic degradation of proteins is achieved. Mapapatagal nito ang decomposition and spoilage ng mga pagkain as well as makakatulong ito mapigilan ang mga possible health problems. Next slide po.
Commodity storage requirements. Storage requirements of many perishable foods, fruits, and fabrics that enter the market on a commercial scale must be followed. The data are based on the storage of fresh, high-quality commodities that have been properly harvested, handled, and cooled. So when we say commodity storage requirements po, it refers to the specific conditions and facilities necessary for storing various types of commodities. As you can see in the slide, as mentioned po here ay commodities such as perishable foods, furs, and fabrics require storage conditions to maintain their quality and prevent spoilage or degradation. So the primary factor influencing commodity storage requirements is the nature of the commodity itself. When it comes to storing these commodities, namely perishable foods, furs, and fabrics, factors such as temperature, humidity, and ventilation should be considered. So for perishable foods, proper storage preserves texture, freshness, and nutrient content, and it also helps in protecting consumers' health. While when it comes to furs, controlled storage prevents damage like matting, drying, and color fading. On the other hand, storing fabrics naman po prevents shrinkage, fading, and pest infestations. And since our focal point po in this course is refrigeration, it should be noted that when it comes to commodity storage requirements, refrigeration is not essentially needed sa furs and fabrics, but refrigeration is salient when it comes to perishable foods. By providing cool environment, refrigeration significantly extends the shelf life and extends the quality of freshness of perishable items. That is why it is mentioned here that the data are based on the storage of fresh, high-quality commodities that have been properly harvested, handled, and cooled. So next slide po.
Food microbiology and refrigeration. Refrigeration's largest overall application is the prevention or retardation of microbial, psychological, and chemical changes in foods. Even at temperatures near the freezing point, foods may be deteriorate through growth of microorganisms, changes caused by enzymes or chemical reactions. Holding foods at low temperatures merely reduces the rate at which these changes take place. A few sporulage organisms can grow at or below temperature at which food begins to feed, but their growth rate is greatly reduced below that at ambient temperatures. Ang pinakamalaking application daw po ng refrigeration ay ang pagpe-preserve ng freshness and quality of food. by slowing down the processes that lead to spoilage. Its primary function is to hinder microbial growth, enzymatic activity, and chemical reactions na nag-o-occur naturally sa pagkain. Ang microorganisms daw tulad ng bacteria and fungi ay isa sa dahilan ng food spoilage. So sa tulong po ng refrigeration, it inhibits their growth by creating an environment that is less conducive to their proliferation. Enzymes which are responsible for various biochemical changes in food kagaya ng sa microorganism, sa tulong ng cold temperature na slow down nito ang food spoilage at nadadelay nito ang degradation ng food texture and flavor. So additionally, ang refrigeration ang nakakatulong to mitigate chemical reactions that can lead to undesirable outcomes like browning or off flavors in foods.
Refrigerated facility design. Refrigerated facilities are any buildings or sections of a building that achieve controlled storage conditions with refrigerations. So these facilities are used to store perishable or sensitive goods that nag-require ng specific temperature conditions to maintain their quality and freshness. And meron po tayong two ways of facilities. Yun po ay ang cooler and freezers. So coolers are those that protect commodities and temperatures usually above 0 degrees Celsius. So siya po ay cool but not freezing temperatures. Examples po ng items na nilalagay dito is yung fresh fruits and vegetables, dairy products like milk and cheese, beverages, eggs, and certain types of and or under 0 degrees Celsius to prevent spoilage or to maintain or to expand product life. So ito naman po is yung freezing temperatures na po. And common items po na stored in freezers include raw and cooked meat, seafood, ice cream, frozen meats, and other various frozen food products. So yan naman pong dalawa yan is medyo same lang ng purpose, which is to preserve yung pong goods natin na delayed. And medyo nagkaiba po sila is in terms of their application and in
Continuation naman po ng previous slide po about the refrigerated facility design. So, ngayon naman po i-explore natin yung design considerations para sa mga refrigerated facilities, which are crucial sa pag-preserve ng stored products. Since ang pag-maintain po ng specific conditions within these spaces ay essential, especially for seasonal, shelf life, and long-term storage. So this includes unang-una yung uniform temperatures. It is vital to ensure that the temperatures throughout the refrigerated space ay consistent, since yung fluctuations po or pagbago-bago ng temperatures can lead to spoilage or degradation of products. Next naman po ay yung length of airflow pathway and impingement. So yung length po ng airflow pathway and its impact on the stored products ay need po na carefully evaluated, since yung proper airflow po ay nakaka-prevent sa temperature inconsistencies and nakaka-ensure po ito ng even cooling. So next naman po ay yung effect of relative humidity. So yung level po nito ay significant sapagkat ito po ay nakaka-preserve ng quality of stored products. Yung pagkocontrol po ng humidity ay nakakatulong para ma-prevent yung issues like moisture accumulation or product dehydration. Next naman po ay yung effect of air movement on employees. So consideration naman po ay need natin maibigay to how air movement within the facility affects employees working in the environment. Siyempre po dahil yung excessive air movement ay maaari pong makakreate ng discomfort or safety hazards. Next naman po ay yung controlled ventilation. In some cases, yung controlled ventilation po ay necessary para ma-maintain yung optimal conditions within the refrigerated space. Ito po ay nakakapag-ensure ng adequate airflow while preserving temperature and humidity levels. Next naman po ay yung product entering temperature. Ito naman po yung initial temperature ng products entering the facility. So, nakaka-apekto po ito sa workload of the refrigeration system and the time required to reach the desired storage temperature. So next naman po, expected duration of storage. Understanding how long products will be stored ay nakakatulong po para ma-determine natin yung appropriate temperature and humidity settings to maintain product quality over time. Next po ay yung required product outlet temperature. Similarly, ito naman po yung the desired outlet temperature of products leaving the facility naman po. Since nakaka-apekto po ito sa refrigeration system design and energy consumption. So lastly naman po ay yung traffic management. Managing the flow of traffic in and out of the storage area is essential para po ma-maintain yung temperature consistency and para po ma-prevent natin yung disruptions sa refrigeration process.
Magandang hapon po. And ngayon naman po is dadako naman po tayo about po sa refrigerated facility loads. This term po refers to the amount of energy consumed by refrigeration systems. And after that po is yung total refrigeration load po. And ano nga po ba yun? So, ano lang po, siya po is the summation of all the variables mentioned below po. And it encompasses the cumulative effect of conduction, convection, and radiation processes. So, bale, yun nga po. Yun lang po siya. Summation po siya ng lahat po ng loads na mention po natin ngayon. And first po is the transmission load. So, ano ba yung transmission load? It refers to the heat gain or loss that occurs as a result of the refrigerated space being in contact with the surrounding environment. This includes the transfer through walls, ceilings, floors, and doors. So, in basic terms po, magbibigay po tayo ng example is, kunwari po, sa isang walk-in freezer ay pag po tag-init is yung kanya pong walls, yung ano po is mainitan po. So, magkakaroon din po ng parang effect po yun sa pagpapababa ng ano. So, kumbaga additional energy po yung makukusyong kasi may heat po na nanggagaling doon sa external environment po natin. Number 2 po is product load. Product load is the heat load imposed by the products or items stored within the refrigerated space. So yun po, from the word itself, from yung kung ano po yung tawag sa kanya is, siya po yung ano, di ba pag naglagay po tayo ng products, hindi naman po siya yung malamig na agad. Or either may malamig naman po, pero hindi po siya yung temperature na doon sa freezer natin. Therefore, it will take energy and yun po, para mas mapababa yung temperature, mas madadagdagan po yung work at energy na kailangan ma-produce or gamitin ng ating refrigeration system. Patatlo po is the internal load. Internal load refers to the heat generated by the equipment and occupants within the refrigerated space. So, yun po, base po sa pagkakaano po natin is kagaya po ng example po ulit is yung sa walk-in freezer po natin, meron po tayo ng ilaw. Siyempre, para po makita natin yung mga nilalakaran po natin, meron po tayong ilaw which also generates heat po. So, another factor po para mas mag-generate po ng energy. Kailangan ng energy ng refrigeration system natin para mapalamig po yung ating system. Ang-apat po is the infiltration load. So, infiltration load is the heat gain or loss resulting from air leakage into or out of the refrigerated space through openings such as doors, windows, or gaps in insulation. So ito naman po yung pinaka-common po na alam po natin ng siguro yung sa kwarto, yung sinasabing lumalabas ng aircon. Ganun din po dito yung sa ref po is pag po binuksan, magkakaroon po ng opportunity yung hot air na mag-infiltrate doon sa ating refrigeration system. Therefore, another factor para mas kailanganin ng ating refrigeration system ng mas madaming energy. Ganun po, para mas mapababa po yung temperature. And pangalawa po, lastly, is the Equipment-related load. Equipment-related load encompasses the heat generated by refrigeration equipment itself, including compressors, condensers, evaporators, and auxiliary equipment required for the refrigeration process. So yun po, based po dun sa nabanggit ko is, yun nga po, compressors po natin is nagja-generate din po ng heat, and another factor din po yun na nakakapagpadagdag po sa load po ng kailangan para mapababa po yung temperature ng ating refrigeration system. Yun lang po. Thank you po.
So hello po, good afternoon. So tapos na po tayo sa food cooling and storage. So proceed na po tayo sa refrigerated transport. So cargo containers, rail cars, trailers, and trucks. So yun po yung kadalasan na ginagamit natin transportation through land and through water or to seas. And marine refrigeration and air transport. So next po. So yun nga po, cargo containers, rail cars, trailers, and trucks. Transportation of commodities may be as simple as direct delivery of fresh vegetables from garden to market in a wagon. However, travel time, ambient temperature, and risk of spoilage often make temperature-controlled transport necessary. So yun nga po, hindi naman po palagi na malamig ang temperatura kagaya sa Baguio or hindi din palaging mainit. So meron pa rin po tayong temperature controlled transport na ginagamit. So because some of commodities are sensitive, yun nga po, sensitive to the relative humidity, chemical commodities are sensitive to the relative humidity of chemical composition of their surrounding atmosphere. These conditions may also need to be controlled. So yun nga po, hindi lang naman po foods and vegetables po ang transport. Meron din po tayong transport na mga chemicals na kailangan po ay hindi naiinitan. So today, many commodities travel to distance markets intermodally. In example, by some combination of highway, ocean, and railroad. So talking about cargo containers po. So yun nga po, yung containers, yung process po na pagde-deliver po nun is yung intermodalism. So, the intermodalism revolutionized the shipping of food and shipping industries. Then, containers could be efficiently stacked. So, yun nga po, madali po siyang ipag-stack or pagpatong-patong. Yun po yung nakikita natin sa mga malalaking barko, yung mga cargos natin na nakikita natin na parang yung may mga containers po na patong-patong, yun po yun. So, allowing more and more goods to be transported across the seas. Labor costs were dramatically lowered. So, mababa po ang nagagastos ng mga nagta-transport po gamit ang cargo containers. Then, since containers were sealed, theft was reduced. Reduction on delays, reduction in port handling costs, reduction in damaged goods, and it allows products to be shipped around the world quickly, cheaply, and efficiently. So, yun na po. Rail cars, or also known as refrigerated boxcars, and or refrigerated rail transport. Then, yun nga po, ang refrigerated boxcars revolutionized meat packing and other agricultural industries by broadening the markets for fresh products. Refrigerator cars, yun po yung mga kadalasan ay hinihila po ng tren or kasama sa tren, which has also refrigeration system na po dun sa Dati po, ang ginagamit nila is block of ice, yung sinauna pa, block of ice na isinasama po nila dun sa cargo, tapos isisil po nila yung tinatawag na boxcars. Pero ngayon po, gumagamit na po tayo ng innovated or may mga refrigeration system na nga po. So, refrigerating cars enables farmers in regions which extend growing seasons, such as Florida and California, to market perishable foods across the country, greatly expanding agricultural production and allowing people in cold climates to enjoy fresh fruits and vegetables year-round. So, yun nga po. Sears' experimentation with ice-cold refrigeration railroads cars designs began in the 1860s. At first, refrigerator cars primarily ship meat from Chicago to cities in eastern United States. But by the late 1890s, refrigerated system of all kinds perishable foods by railroads had become big business. So yun lang po. Rail cars or I mean trailers and trucks. So common naman po sila. I mean ang trailer, pinakaiba lang po is ang trailer is yun po yung vehicle attachment. And yung trucks naman po, yun po yung parang set na. O parang yun na po yun, set. Oh, yun, truck nga. Then so yun nga po, transport po sila ng fruit, vegetables and meat during hot season or hindi naman po or parang hindi na din po siya naging bago sa atin kung tutuusin. Kasi nandiyan na po yung pagka-transfer ng mga imported fruits like apples and etc. Then, pero hindi lang po fruits and vegetables, even animals, chemicals, medications, flowers, and marami na din po ang nai-transport po ng trailers and trucks, which is on land. Then, and it is also called reefer. Reefer transportation must be done by professional transportation service provides to ensure a properly climate-controlled environment as well as high-quality treatment of the shipment. These trucks have the most advanced technology and can be carefully adjusted for each shipment and its temperature needs. So regardless po of the outdoor weather condition, yung trucks po ay napapanatiling safe ang ating mga products. Since yun nga po, pwede nating i-alter yung temperature sa loob ng trucks or pwede din po nating i-divide. Meron din po siyang, may tinatawag din po siyang divider sa loob. Meron pong mas malamig or yung mga nagyayelo at yung mga normal or saktong temperatura lang po yung kailangan. Then, yung mga products nga po na i-deliver nila is some meat, dairy products, fresh vegetables, fruits, and other products. So baked goods, frozen foods, flowers, and etc. Yun po.
So, dito naman sa first type of refrigeration transport, which is yung based on land. First is the cargo containers that are usually 2.4 meters wide, 2.4 to 2.9 meters high, and 6.1 or 12.2 meter long. So next is the railway refrigerator. Refrigerator cars are insulated box cars, usually 15 to 20 meters long. And lastly, the trailers that ranges in size from 2.4 to 2.6 meters wide, 3.7 to 4.1 meters high, and 7.3 to 18.3 meters long. So, gaya nga nung sinabi kanina ni Haven, ang difference nitong tatlo ay yung cargo container ay container itself lang. So, pwede siya magpatong-patong at siya yung pinaka-flexible kasi pwede siyang matransport yung cargo by road, rail, or by sea. And while yung railway refrigerator cars naman, katulad nga ng sabi ni Haven kanina, ay yung hindi ko tapos. Wait lang, hindi pa tapos. Yan, so yun nga, yung railway refrigerator cars naman ay ano lang siya, by railroads or by train. And lastly, yung trailers naman ay yung common din na nakikita natin na by road, which is yung mga trucks na nakikita natin dito na nagde-deliver ng mga perishable goods katulad sa mga 7-Eleven at yung mga sa mga department stores ganun, or supermarket stores, ganyan. So, this dimension of refrigeration transport units, including cargo containers, railway refrigerator cars, trailers, ay mahalaga para sa efficient and safe transportation of mga perishable goods or, yun nga, katulad sabi kanina, yung mga chemicals na need i-transport from one place to another. By knowing these dimensions, mas madidetermine natin kung ano ang dapat natin piliin na type of refrigeration transport in terms of space utilization, temperature control, and load optimization, ensuring compliance with the regulations and enhancing cost efficiency within the transport unit.
Susunod naman po ay yung marine refrigeration. So, marine refrigeration systems are used aboard seagoing vessels and offshore facilities and generally include cargo hold refrigeration, domestic refrigeration services, and refrigerated containers. These systems differ from stationary systems not only in physical aspects but also in the fact that marine systems must be designed to handle frequent starting and stopping. Process freezing or chilling plants on vessels might run continuously for weeks but under some conditions may be started and stopped daily. Cold storages are usually shut down after the cargo is discharged and are restarted before new cargo is loaded. So ito pong marine refrigeration is ito yung ginagamit para makapag-store sila ng provisions or yung probi kagaya ng mga karne, isda, gulay at prutas or yung sa madaling salita ay yung mga pagkain na iko-consume ng mga nakasakay or pasahero sa isang barko. So since mahaba yung biyahe ng isang barko at nagre-remain sila offshore for weeks or months, kailangan ma-handle nila properly yung at ma-store nila yung mga provisions on board para maiwasan na masira at masayang at para din magtagal ito. So hindi lang ito limited sa pagkain kundi na rin sa mga chemicals or yung mga bagay na kailangan na makontrol yung temperature nila para hindi masira. So yung refrigeration system is same lang ng principle sa normal refrigeration cycle na laging nag-i-start and nag-e-end sa compressor. So, sa design and components lang sila nagkakaiba na kung saan sa marine refrigeration ay yung tinetailor nila yung kailangang i-address na challenges posed by the marine environment. Di bale yung system nila ay dinidesign na maging efficient and reliable during operation nila habang nasa dagat. So, and yun nga, iba-iba ang design ng refrigeration system sa bawat barko. Depende din sa iba't ibang factors tulad ng capacity and space ng room na kailangan nitong palamigin, kung anong purpose, yung power sources na available, and yung environmental conditions. So, isa sa key feature ng marine refrigeration, yung capability nito na mag-handle ng frequent starting and stopping. So, dahil siya ay isang design consideration para sa marine refrigeration lang, dun lang siya sa marine refrigeration lang. So, dahil sa ganong feature, mas mabilis silang maka-adapt sa variable conditions since sila ay nag-travel nga sa iba't ibang lugar. Halimbawa ay galing sila sa mainit na lugar tapos pupunta sa malamig. Yun, na-ensure doon na magiging reliable yung operation nila and mo-optimize nila yung energy efficiency.
Air transport. Air freight service is provided by all cargo carriers and passenger airlines. The latter companies also have all cargo aircraft. Wide-body aircraft have a passenger and cargo mix on the main deck, increasing cargo capacity. For better understanding po, air transport plays a crucial role within the broader picture of refrigerated transport, especially for high-value or time-sensitive perishable goods. It offers significant advantages in terms of speed, reaching distant markets quickly, but also comes with its own set of challenges. Also, let us know po what is air transport under refrigerated transport. It is the process of using airplanes to move temperature-sensitive cargo like pharmaceuticals and fresh produce while maintaining specific temperature ranges throughout the journey. This ensures the quality and safety of the products. In addition po, there are some challenges of air transport, such as cost and limited capacity. Cost po, air freight is generally more expensive than other modes of transport. And in limited capacity naman po, refrigerated containers might have less space compared to regular containers due to cooling equipment. And also, there are advantages of air transport, such as speed and global reach. Speed, the fastest mode of transport, ideal for urgent shipments or perishable with short shelf lives. Global reach connects distant markets quickly, expanding access to fresh produce or critical medicines. Overall po, air transport is valuable tool within refrigerated transport, but careful planning and understanding of its limitations are crucial for successful cold chain management. Next po.
So for this chapter po, it focuses on various aspects of food, beverage, and floral application, encompassing a wide range of products and processes. So una po is the methods of pre-cooling fruits, vegetables, and cut flowers. Kung saan it describe po yung techniques for pre-cooling perishable items to maintain freshness. Next po is the industrial food freezing system, wherein it covers systems and method employed in freezing food on an industrial scale. Next is meat. For the meat products, ito po naman ay about the preservation and processing method to a specific meat products. So, poultry products, processing and preservation naman po ng mga poultry item. Sa fishery products, it focuses on handling, preservation, and processing of food, fish, and seafood products. Then, dairy products, mga processes naman involved in the production and preservation of dairy items. Then eggs and egg products, techniques for processing and preserving eggs and egg-based products. The next is these deciduous tree and vine fruits. It covers the preservation methods and handling techniques for tree and vine fruits. The next is citrus fruit, bananas, and subtropic fruit. Mga specific consideration for preserving citrus, bananas, and subtropical fruits. Then, vegetables, kung saan it addresses preservation and processing of various types of vegetable. Then, fruit juice concentrates and chilled juice products. Processing methods naman po sa mga fruit juices and concentrates. Then, beverages, processed, pre-cooked, and prepared foods. Then bakery products. And lastly is chocolate, candies, nuts, dried fruits, and dried vegetables. Next po.
So we now proceed po to industrial applications of refrigeration systems. In reality po, there are so much more industrial applications na pinag-a-applyan ng refrigeration system, and these are just some of its examples po. So first, we have the ice manufacture. First, we all know naman po na ang refrigeration system, as we studied po ng mga nakaraang weeks, was primarily used to produce ice, and in earlier times ice was used for the purpose of cooling beverages and preservation of food. And sa present time po ngayon, industrial refrigeration has risen to the supreme importance since the early 20s. So ayun nga po yung ice manufacture. Let's have an example po nung black ice. So paano nga ba siya na-produce? So black ice is produced by placing water in galvanized iron cans or molds that are immersed in a secondary coolant, which is yung brine po yung coolant, and which is kept cold by a refrigerant, which is often ammonia. So ayun po. So second, we have yung ice rinks. So I think na familiar naman po tayong lahat sa ice rinks. So ito po yung platform kung saan nag-ice skating for recreational activities or sport yung mga tao. So if you all wonder po why ice rinks stay frozen, ay dahil ngayon sa pinag-aaralan natin na refrigeration system. So in ice rinks, the refrigerant cools brine water which goes through pipes underneath the ice. So bakit nga raw daw po brine water yung ginagamit? Kasi brine water is a calcium chloride solution that is actually used as an anti-freezing agent. So brine freezes at a lower temperature than the water on the surface and therefore can remain as a liquid as it flows through the pipes, but it is still cold enough to be able to freeze the water poured on the surface. So yung steel pipes po ay typically naka-embed sa concrete slab and kept at a freezing point, which is the 0 degrees Celsius, so that any water placed on top of the slab freezes and becomes the skating surface that we see. So third, we have the concrete dams and subsurface soils. So ang refrigeration po ay one of the most important tools sa heavy construction industry, particularly sa pagkocontrol ng temperature ng large concrete dams. At ginagamit din po ang refrigeration to stabilize both water-bearing and permanently frozen the soil. So without the application of mechanical refrigeration during construction of massive concrete dams ay much smaller construction blocks or monoliths yung ating magagamit. In this sense po ay mapapabagal nito yung slow construction kasi small nga lang po yung ating magagamit. So by removing unwanted heat, refrigeration can speed up construction, improve the quality of the concrete, hence lower the overall cost. So lastly, we have the refrigeration in the chemical industry. So alam naman po natin na sa chemical industry, napakadaming chemicals na involved. So kailangan natin ng refrigeration in order to maintain and control the required temperature of those said chemicals para maka-reach po tayo ng high efficiency in their transformations. So distillations, crystallizations, or condensations are operations requiring the removal of heat. Hence, refrigeration systems are necessary to obtain their products. And in chemical and petrochemical industries, large-scale cooling plants are used in their processes. And due to high flow required and the location of the industries, river water or seawater, yun ating pong ginagamit na refrigerant. So that's all po for industrial applications.
Sa low temperature applications naman, ang cryogenics deals with the production and effects of very low temperatures, typically below negative 150 degrees Celsius or negative 238 degrees Fahrenheit. Applications include cryogenic storage, superconductivity, and cryogenic cooling. Sa ultra low temperature refrigeration naman ay focuses on achieving and maintaining temperatures close to absolute zero, which is used in fundamental physics, space exploration, and material science. And last naman, ang biomedical applications of cryogenic refrigeration include cryopreservation, cryosurgery, and cryotherapy. These applications are related to medical and biological fields allowing for preservation, surgery, and therapy. Yun lang po.
Okay, continue tayo.
Tapos na po, ma'am.
Okay, start na tayo. Andito na ba si Ayumi? Wait lang. May problema ata ang... Okay, hello. Pakinig ba ako? Tuloy na tayo. Last slide ba yun? Oo, alam ko last slide, pero parang sabi ni... Akala ko may kasunod pa. Siyang sasabihin o di-discuss niya. Okay. So, ganito na lang for the next meeting natin. Kahit ako na lang manghingi ng... Yung makakapag-generate ba ng date gamit yung Google Classroom? Para hindi tayo napuputol sa meet. Or ako na lang magbigay. So, by the following weeks, kahit ako na lang magbigay, hingi na lang ako dun sa... Kasi hindi ako makapag-generate gamit GSAT account.
Pwede po, ma'am. Nasa G Suite po para po unlimited po yung oras po. Tapos G Suite na lang din po yung gagamitin po ng iba. Tapos kayo na lang po yung need po namin i-accept po para po mabilis po.
Oo, Nay. Oo, Nay. Ganun na lang. Pa-generate na lang ako ng meet link. GSAT ang gagamitin sa pag-generate. Para next time, hindi tayo nagpaputol sa meet. Okay. So, yung sa part 4 ng naging discussion ngayon, so magagamit niyo yun in your design project. It will also be, you can also use it as introduction and also para at least makapag-isip kayo ano kayang possible na topics ninyo for design project although di pa tayo nakakapag-discuss mismo nung different components at yung other part of refrigeration system. Pero based on the applications that is discussed for your classmates in the slides provided, I hope that it will help you in deciding on what type of refrigeration system you wanted to pursue in your design project. So yung sa design project natin, kayo ay magpapa-approve din ng topic doon. So yung pwede yung gawin na basis ng design, kasama siya sa slides at mga na-discuss ngayon. Pero meron naman tayong ibibigay na proper format for design project, same with the format para makapagpa-approve ng topic. Okay? So thank you everyone for all your additional information on each of the slides. Okay, so we'll also do this type of discussion dun sa isang party lang naman ulit. For discussing different types of components of refrigeration system. But yung iba for the computation, just like what we discussed last week, part ko naman din. So bale, assigning slides for everyone para at least isa lang yung dapat nyo i-search and then yun yung ginawa yung focus para ma-share yung knowledge to your classmates. In that sense, madaming information ang nabigay per slide and na-discuss ko ng mas maayos kaysa ibigay siya sa isang group lang. So, ganun pa din, lahat pa din have their part kapag meron tayong ganun na concept ang magiging discussion. So this week, we will discuss the next topic for refrigerant and then we will proceed on the discussion of the vapor compression, refrigeration, and then the actual vapor compression. So, do you have any questions? So we'll be having face-to-face meetings this week and also online class. We will use it both with the discussion. So yung part ng problem set na papasa natin nung linggo. Yeah, so if you have trouble, meron ba dito nagkaroon ng problema sa pagpapasa? So yung hard copy nun, sama-sama siyang ipapasa bago mag-midterm exam. So it also includes other topics covered in our midterm exam. But for the soft copy, at least you are allowed to answer it by part para hindi lahat sasagutan bago mag-midterm exam. Kaya natin ay pinapapasa yung online copy. So at least alam natin na sagutan mo na siya. And then nasa inyo pa din naman yung hard copy niyan. And also use it as a review before midterm exam. Okay, do you have any question?
Wala naman po, ma'am.
Okay, and then before midterm then, we only have 4 weeks. Ngayon ay week 5. We still have 4 weeks to finish the topic. And before then mag-midterm, discuss natin what are the things that you need to know in order for you to start with the design project. Kasi again, meron yung topic proposal that nagagawin. So you can review the slides on this discussion na ginamit ay naka-assign din sa inyo to review what are the possible parts and what are the possible things to consider in submitting or proposing for the topic ng design project. So if you don't have any questions, goodbye class and see you this weekend.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Salamat po, ma'am.